Hello everyone. Today we are going to study Chapter 7 Post Independence India. The article for India's independence was passed in the British Parliament in the year 1947. The major tasks before India after attaining independence were that is first one framing of the constitution, second integration of the princely states with the Indian Union. There were 562 small and big princely states when India became independent. These states accounted for 48% of the total area and about 20% of the total population of India. Kashmir, Hyderabad, and Mysore were big states. It was a massive task to convince the rulers of these states to merge the Indian Union. This task needed to be completed with speed. Maharaja Krishna Kumar Singh of Bhavnagar was the first ruler to implement responsible government in his state on 15th January 1948. The efforts of Sardar Patel led to the formation of the United Saurashtra state, and Bhavnagar merged into this state on 15th February 1948. With the valuable help of Sri V.P. Menon, then the Home Secretary, attachment bond and status quo agreements were drafted. Sardar Patel appealed to the rulers of these states to respect the wishes of their subjects and national interest and voluntarily surrendered their kingdoms to help him to lay foundation of a strong, united and prosperous India. He gave assurance to the rulers on behalf of the government of India that they bravely pursue status and interest will be protected. This reassured the rulers of the princely states. 559 of 562 rulers willingly merged their states with the Indian Union by signing the attachment bond before 15th August 1947. The merger of Kashmir, Junagadh and Hyderabad did not take place. Next topic, that is merger of Hyderabad, Junagadh and Kashmir. In that one first point, that is of Hyderabad. Hyderabad, the biggest princely state in India, was ruled by Nizam, who had declared intention to retain independence of Hyderabad after 15th August 1947. Sardar Patel had conveyed to the Nizam that he should respect the wishes of his subjects and merger of Hyderabad was in the interest of everyone. Disregarding the advice of the government of India, Qasim Rizvi and his parliamentary organization Razakars, the official and the army started harassing people and committed many atrocities, means cruelty. The government of India decided to undertake police actions for liberation of Hyderabad. Police action was completed with the surrender of Nizam. At the time of merger of Hyderabad on 18 September 1948, Nizam was given assurance that his interest will be protected. Valuable assistance was extended by Sri K. M. Munshi in this process. Now the next topic, that is about the Junagadh. The Nawab of Junagadh had merged his state with Pakistan on 15th August 1947. Sardar Patel decided to take action against the Nawab. Around the same time, the people of Junagadh living in Mumbai established Arzi Hukumat. The people all over Saurashtra condemned the Nawab's decision to merge with Pakistan. During this time, Sheikhs of Mangrol and Manavadar declared their wishes to join the Union of India. Indian soldiers and navy who were positions to protect Manavadar and Mangrol, besides mean forced to surrender the Junagadh state. Fearing for his life, the Nawab fled to Pakistan. The government of India conducted a plebiscite in Junagadh on 9th November 1947, wherein the people of Junagadh voted for merger with India. Integration of Junagadh was an outcome of the wisdom of Sardar Patel and strong will of the people of Junagadh. Next topic, that is about Kashmir. Maharaja Hari Singh had not signed the instrument of accession prior, means format act coming of under rule, to 15th August 1947. Pakistan strongly desired and exerted pressure on the rulers of Kashmir to merge with Pakistan. Eventually, the Pakistani army invaded Kashmir to forcibly acquire that state. Maharaja of Kashmir made an appeal to the government of India to protect his state. The government of India conveyed that first he should sign the instrument of accession and then only the Indian army would be sent. Maharaja Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession and the Indian army was airlifted to Kashmir to vacate the invasion. The Indian army forced the Pakistani army out of Kashmir. The Pakistani army managed to retain its control over one third of the Kashmiri's territory. The government of India had logged a complaint with an UN, means United Nations, about unauthorized occupations of the territory in Kashmir by Pakistan. The Security Council ordered ceasefire. The Kashmir issue has remained unresolved. Pakistan continued to retain control over Azad Kashmir. Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Even today, Kashmir issue is a contentious issue in the relation between India and Pakistan. In this way, towards the end of 1948, political unity of India was established by various historical and non-violent movements. Now the next topic, that is merger of French and Portuguese colonies. The merger of princely states with the Indian Union was completed by 26 January 1950. However, certain colonies of the French and the Portuguese rule were still under their control. India appealed France and Portugal to leave the French controlled Pondicherry and Portuguese controlled Diu, Daman and Goa, so that India could merge those colonies with India. People of these colonies separately wanted to join the Union of India. They started vigorous movement. Vigorous means strong. The French tried to suppress this freedom movement. People gave the slogan Hind Chodo to the French government in a large meeting held at Pondicherry. The Indian government started negotiation for peaceful solution of the Pondicherry issue with the French government, but people were not satisfied. They wanted quick action. So on 13 June 1954, People's Liberations Army took over the administration of Yanam region in its hands. The government of France understood that people were quite angry and want freedom in any case. It had no choice but to negotiate with the Indian government. Finally, on October 31st, 1954, the French handed over all the colonies, namely Karaikal, Mahi, Yanam, and Chandranagar, to India. These regions were then merged with the Union Territory of Pondicherry. When the Indian states were reconstructed, Pondicherry and Karaikal were merged in Tamil Nadu, Mahi in Kerala, Yanam in Andhra Pradesh, and Chandranagar in West Bengal. Pondicherry was made the administrative head of all these territories. Now the next point, that is merger of Diu Daman and Goa. Goa, Diu and Daman were ruled by the Portuguese. Portuguese rulers considered Goa as their status symbol and hence were not ready to leave. On 15th August 1947, political leaders and satyagrahis entered Diu Daman and Goa in order to free it. Thousands of volunteers died in this free Goa agitation. When negotiations, convincing, and satyagrahas did not work, the Indian government decided to begin Operation Vijay to liberate Goa. At midnight on 19 December 1961, the Indian Army started the operation. On the midnight of December 19th, Governor of Portuguese de Silva surrendered to Indian government. The Indian Army captured Goa, Daman, and Diu and hosted Indian flag. With this, the last remains the Western rule ended in India. On 12th March 1962, Goa, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Daman, and Diu were merged with Union of India. These states were known as Union territories. On 30th May 1987, Daman and Diu were separated from Goa and Goa was recognized as a state. Later, Silvassa was made the capital of Dadra and Nagar Haveli. Daman was made the capital of Diu and Daman and Panji the capital of Goa. Now the next topic, that is formation and reorganization of Indian states. India became independent and acquired information about unification of princely states. Instead of accepting unitary system, we had accepted union system of governance. Therefore, the issue of formation and reorganization of constituents of the union occurred. The previous British province and princely states were divided into four divisions. That is, in the first division A, or we can say class A, in that one included Andhra, Assam, Bihar, Madras, Mumbai, Orissa, Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. In the class B, Central India, Hyderabad, Jammu Kashmir, Mysore, Rajasthan, Saurashtra, Travancore, Cochin, and Pepsu. In the class C, Ajmer, Bhopal, Bilaspur, Kurg, Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Kutch, Manipur, Tripura, and Vindhya Pradesh. In the class D, Andaman and Nicobar Island. When the Constitution of India came into force, India was the union of these states. The divisions of princely states after the Constitution of India was put in force was a temporary agreement. Soon, various states started demanding reorganization of states on linguistic basis. In 1953, Jawaharlal Nehru took the issue of reorganization of states in his hand. He appointed a States Reorganization Commission to accomplish this task. Retired Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of India, Justice Fazal Ali, was appointed as its chairman. Mr. Hridaynath Kunzru and Mr. K. M. Panikar were the other two members of this commission. The commission asked all the states to submit their recommendations through public opinions, views, and postal interactions for how the state should be reorganized. Bombay mainly consisted of Marathi speaking people and Gujarati speaking people. It was recommended that Bombay state should be created as an bilingual state consisting of Maharashtra and Gujarat and Saurashtra. Bombay city was made the capital of this state. In 1956, a bill was passed to make changes in the Indian constitution to reorganize the states. As per this bill, the old classification of division of states into four parts was dissolved. The first appendix of the constitution was amended. As per this amendment, two parts were formed, one containing states and the other containing union territories. According to the new organization, India consisted of 14 states, that is Andhra Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Mumbai, Jammu Kashmir, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Madras, Mysore, Orissa, Punjab, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal, and six union territories, that is Delhi, Himachal Pradesh, Manipur, Tripura, Andaman and Nicobar, and Lakshadweep. The central government declared Maharashtra and Gujarat as two separate states in 1960. On 25th April 1960, Maharashtra got recognition and was created as separate state. Bombay was made its capital. Gujarat, which consisted of regions of Saurashtra and Kutch, was created as a separate state on 1st May 1960. On 1st May is celebrated as Foundation Day of both Maharashtra and Gujarat. The seven states of East India, namely Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, and Tripura, were reorganized as the Land of Seven Sisters and hence recognized as seven states. In the year 2000, Jharkhand was separated from Bihar and its capital is Ranchi. Chhattisgarh was separated from Madhya Pradesh and its capital is Raipur. Uttarakhand was separated from Uttar Pradesh and its capital is Dehradun, were reorganized as states. In 2014, Telangana was reorganized as separate state from Andhra Pradesh. Till date, various states and various regions demand to separate and create new states. One such demand is continuously being made by Vidarbha region of Maharashtra to get a separate statehood. At present, there are 29 states and 6 union territories and one capital in India. Our states, that is Assam, Bihar, Goa, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh, Haryana, Karnataka, Kerala, Jammu Kashmir, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Rajasthan, Odisha, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, Sikkim, Tripura, West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Uttarakhand, Arunachal Pradesh, Delhi, and Jharkhand. These all are our states. And in the Union territories, it's included Chandigarh, Puducherry, Lakshadweep, Daman, Diu, Dadra, and Nagar Haveli, and our national capital, that is India. So today here I stop my topic here. Read once again this all topics, and we will meet again in the next week with this chapter. Goodbye.